Well, whether it's moving your family to the other side of the world, quitting your job to focus on a little side hustle, or maybe just going to see a movie alone, everyone has that one thing they always dreamed of doing, if only they had the courage.
Best-selling author Dr. Margie Warrell says that pursuing your dreams is easier than you may think. And with just a few simple steps, taking that leap of faith can be a breeze.
Author and senior partner at consulting firm Korn Ferry, Dr. Margie Warrell joins us live from Washington, D.C. Great to see you. What makes people afraid to do something even if they really, really want to do it?
We're afraid of losing face, of falling short and being exposed as not enough. And so often we hold back because our fear of what we don't want overrides our desire for what we do want.
Doctor, I think COVID and the whole lockdowns and the roller coaster that has been the last couple of years has forced many people to reassess really what is important in their lives.
Absolutely. And that's a good thing, right? You know, having something happen that disrupts our normal flow of life, because we humans are wired to take the path of least resistance. And we tend to get stuck in what I call default mode. We sort of just keep going through the motions, just like every time you fold your arms, you're always going to fold them the same way. We keep doing more of what we've already done because it's familiar. And it's why it's so important to step back sometimes and go, you know, is the path I'm on moving me toward a future that inspires me, that lights me up? It's the kind of future I want to live into. Or am I just going through the motions pushed along by inertia? And that's why it's so important to have the courage at times to take that leap of faith and do the very thing that little fear in the back of our head is saying, don't do it, don't do it.
So we all can see that path. We all want to go down that path that you're talking about, but monumental changes particularly can be scary. Sometimes small changes, but definitely monumental changes can be scary. What are the steps for being brave and going ahead and pursuing your dreams?
Well, I think firstly, just recognizing if it was easy to step outside your comfort zone and to move toward your biggest dreams and goals, everyone would be doing it. There'd be a lot more people who are really lit up by their lives and fewer people who are languishing and stuck in jobs they hate, in relationships which they feel lonely. And so recognizing it's not comfortable. And as I shared in my TED Talk, you know, growth and comfort can't ride the same horse. I learned that growing up on a dairy farm in rural Victoria. We have to choose the path of courage over the path of comfort. And you know what? If that's not always easy, so embrace discomfort and just start with a small step. Even one small step. If every day you did something that was a little bit uncomfortable, a year from now you'd find yourself in a different place. Likewise, consult your future self. Put yourself in the shoes of you 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and ask yourself, what would my future self want me to do? Because often, you know, the consequences of sticking with the status quo, they're not immediate, they're not dramatic, they don't make the headline news in the morning show. And yet there's a very steep hidden tax that we pay. Avoid negative people, usually people who are critical of you pursuing something you'd love, don't want you to do it because fear often rules the roost in their own lives. And hang out and spend more time with the kind of people who are doing things that light them up, recognizing courage is a muscle. And every time we do something, even though we're feeling a little afraid, every time we defy our doubts, we actually build our courage muscles for bigger and bigger things.
Like, it's really scary, especially if you've got commitments, children, bills to pay, to take that leap of faith. But when you do take that leap of faith and even engage in small changes, it can have an incredible impact on your brain, your mood, your outlook, and also children.
Absolutely. Well, firstly, yes, our brains. You know, there's a saying in neuroscience that the neurons that fire together wire together. The more often you're doing these things that are a bit brave, the more you're actually strengthening those pathways in the brain that make it easier to do more things. And as a parent, I have 4 kids myself, and I have worked at some pace through all of the years of my children raising up my kids. And I say to every parent out there, how can you tell your kids go out and pursue your dreams if you're not, even if slowly, doing things that light you up? And it's not about all or nothing. It's not about, quitting everything you're doing right now and going 100% after it. I disagree with that. But even if I remember when my kids were young, I started writing a book when I had 4 kids under 7, just an hour a day in nap time, on the days it worked out. So even one small thing that you're doing just regularly will move you forward.
Lovely stuff. Margie, thank you. Great to talk to you. And just want to pick you up on that bit where you said, you mightn't change the world and end up on the morning show. Have you seen what we report on here on the morning show? It's a nice low bar. You may end up on the morning show.
My point is, Larry, you'll only end up on the morning show if you be brave.
Good stuff. Good message, Margie. Lovely to talk to you as always. Thank you so much.
And for more on pursuing your dreams, you can pick up a copy of You've Got This by the wonderful Dr. Margie Warrell. It is out now.